If they choose to make public commentary, I guess we can note it at that point. And here comes Oren as well. Okay. Hello, everybody. All you Zoomers and Zoomettes attending the Hurley Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for March 11th. Welcome. I just have a statement to make before we start the meeting, and then we will proceed. Being that we have so many members of the public attending this evening, we will just take comments as necessary and record your name at that point so as to expedite things. This is all being recorded as well. So, being that I have a full board here, before we begin the meeting, I have just a legal statement to make, which is in accordance with the Governor's Executive Order 202.1 and the Open Meetings Law. This regular meeting is being held via video conferencing. The public can participate in this meeting through Zoom, and full instructions for participating in the meeting have been posted on the town's website. If you are registered and logged in through Zoom, you can leave a question or comments during the public hearing/comment portions of the meeting. Following, a recording or transcript of the meeting will be made available upon request. Please send written requests to supervisor@townofhurley.org. That being stated, I will make a motion that we open the March 11th, 2021 meeting of the Hurley Zoning Board of Appeals.
A second.
Yana seconds. All in favor, show of hands or verbal confirmation. Got Len, Abby, Oren, Alex. Art is here in person. Okay. We have a meeting. Did everybody receive the minutes from the previous February meeting and have a chance to review them?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Do we have any requests for omissions, errors, additions?
Looks good.
Okay. I move that we approve the minutes from the February 11th, 2021 meeting.
I'll second it.
Second by Abby. All in favor, verbal or visual confirmation? Excellent. Okay, all in favor, none opposed? So this evening, we have applications before us, 2 variances and 1 appeal to a determination.
Josh, excuse me. Before you start, since Matt is there, I understand that the supervisor has asked for alternates to the board, and I thought that that was illegal. Does Matt have a viewpoint on that?
Yes, I did address that with the supervisor's secretary, and I did notify them that a local law would be necessary so that basically the position for alternates is put into our legislation that allows for our zoning board of appeals. So a local law is necessary to basically make the alternate positions available before they can be appointed. So that is something that the town is aware of now.
But I have a question for you. How is that feasible when there's 7 members on the board? With voting, it has to be it has to be a majority of the board. If you have an alternate, that changes the whole concept. And the alternate would have to sit in on every meeting without a vote. And if they miss a meeting, how would that occur? It seems to be very unwieldy.
Yeah, these are all questions that, if and when the town does propose a local law to change our ZBA maybe allowing for alternates, that would be to pose and discuss with them. I'm not aware of any circumstances in which we didn't have a quorum or an ability to vote, and it actually became a problem for the town after a hearing or when a hearing was scheduled. So it doesn't seem like it's something that needs to be immediately addressed as if it's an ongoing issue, but it is something that apparently the town has been looking into. So if and when they do propose, a local law to allow for it, these are all good questions to bring to the town board.
Will we be notified when they're discussing it?
Just like with any local law, it will have to be scheduled for a public hearing. So there will be notification.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Abby. I was asking those in my head as well, but I hadn't gotten around to saying them out loud.
I believe this is all getting worked out in the background, and
Yes.
everybody shall know before it comes
Anything
before
happens.
us, or any moves are made, so to speak.
Thanks, Josh.
No problem. Okay, so moving along. Is there anything else anybody would like to speak of before we move on to our two area variances before us this evening?
No.
Okay. I see Melinda, you have your hand raised.
I just wanted to take a minute of your time to extend my apologies for failing to be in contact with you guys sooner about the creation of a zoning task force. The creation of the task force was really an attempt to address some repeated awareness raising gaps in existing zoning, where it seems as though there have been maybe some long-standing desire to address things, but that they haven't gotten actually addressed. And so the creation of a zoning task force was designed to be adaptive and flexible and respond to pressing issues. So I just wanted to clarify that, and again, my apologies for not being in contact with you guys sooner. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.
Sure. Well, everybody in the town, I'm sure, has a lot on their plate at this point, so understandable. All right, unless there's anything else, I'm going to move into the first application that we have before us this evening. Okay. So, the first application before us tonight is by Mr. James O'Shea, who I believe is here in person. Yep. He is seeking two variances. The first being a area variance for 380 square feet for additional lot coverage, as in that it exceeds the maximum lot coverage of 15% or 2,260 square feet. The second is an area variance of 20 feet to allow for a garage to be placed 4 feet from the principal structure. This is a non-conforming undersized lot in the R2 district. Being that he is here in person, I'm going to let him address the board, and by doing that, I'm going to turn around the laptop so that you have a visual of him and allow him to approach the stand, so to speak. Okay, Mr. O'Shea.
So I want to put a garage up, which would be 4 feet from a deck, which the deck has a roof on according to the plan. I think different. And it's a 24 by 28 garage next to the house. It's going to look like the house same siding. So I put a picture on it.
Did everybody on the board receive his application with the printout of the I guess what would you call it, the visual of the lot. Yes, sir.
Copy of the survey map. But it's a modular garage by Brad's Barn on 28th. They would deliver it, set it in place on a concrete foundation, footers.
Does anybody have any questions for Mr. O'Shea?
Is it just a garage? Does it have living space on top?
No, it'd just be storage on top. No living space.
Do you plan on having access to this from the road, like,
The
or
driveway,
actual
yes,
car
yes.
pulling
Yeah.
in and out? Okay.
Park the car in the garage.
And I did
Will you
have,
need a new street cut?
No, it's on Russell Road. I don't believe so. Glenn, can you answer that? I don't either. Yes. Do I need a permit for the main road cut? I do? Okay.
I didn't get your answer.
I guess I will.
he will, Glenn claims he does need a road cut. I just had a question as to where you know where your leach field is
It's on the
located?
other side of the house.
The other side of the
Yeah.
house? Okay, so I'm not in contact with
Right,
that.
it's not.
It's in front of the pool, Josh.
Yeah, I drew it out.
Oh, okay, I do see it. Okay, yep. Explained properly. Does anybody have any further questions for him?
Would you still use your normal driveway if you put this in, or would this become your driveway?
No, I would tear that one out. Yeah, I wouldn't need it.
That would make you a mirror image of your radar according to Google Maps, which is an interesting way to think about it.
Okay, what is the board's feeling on this as far as sending it to a public hearing and getting the public's opinion on this?
I'll make a motion to send it to a public hearing.
I'll second it.
Second.
All in favor?
Wait,
Yana made the second. All in favor, visual or verbal confirmation?
She did,
Hold on, we're getting there.
You get it next, Orin.
if I'm good.
Okay.
You're good.
All in favor? None opposed? Is that correct? I didn't catch everybody's hands.
I have a question for him. It almost looks like this garage is bigger than his house. Is that true?
No, it's not true. It's not drawn to scale on the map. So.
He says it's not drawn to scale on the map.
Yeah, the house is 42, I think it says.
Yeah.
Before, with.
We always have time for a site visit. However, we already unanimously approved a
Do a public hearing.
public hearing. So now establishing a time frame for that.
Understand the motion was waived as not as normal to give time. Now let's get another motion time. Usually we say we make a motion to hold a public hearing on April 8th at such and such a time. Or your motion says we make a motion to hold a public hearing.
Okay, so I will remake a motion. Or, well, Abby, do you choose to remake a motion to hold a public hearing on what is the date?
April 8th.
April 8th. And then we need to establish a time frame. I don't think we can do any better than maybe 7:10. Does everybody
Okay, I'll make a
concur?
motion that we hold a public hearing on April 8th at 7:10.
Second.
All in favor? All in favor? Visual or verbal confirmation?
You get the first one?
Yo.
Yes, forget the first one. All in favor? None opposed.
You'll be getting a letter, certificate of fee for the paper, it'll be published, and all the neighbors that are joining the property will be named. Yes. Okay?
They'll get a chance to just voice any complaints,
Right.
if they have any at all, you know, as
So I'll come
well
in
as
and
members of the
they'll
public.
be there or respond by that date?
Correct. They have a chance to write a letter to the town. They can appear in person here, or they can appear via
Okay.
the Zoom platform.
Bring the check.
Oh, bring it that night? Okay. Sure.
Made out to the town for $50.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. Second application for an area variance before us this evening is for Mr. Wyatt Sprague.
That's correct. Sorry, my camera doesn't work.
That's no problem. So he is seeking a front yard area variance for 48 feet to allow a shed to be constructed 2 feet from the front yard lot line. This is in a 2.5 district and is a conforming sized lot. Mr. Sprague, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to allow you a chance to address the board, just to elaborate on this application. First, I'm going to ask, has all the members of the board received the application and any necessary, I believe there is a map included with it,
Yes.
Yes.
hand-drawn map? Okay. So, Mr. Sprague, you have the opportunity to address the board at this point.
Okay, thank you very much. We want to put the shed where we're asking because it's, otherwise we'd have to put it in the middle of our lawn, pretty much. Where it would sit now, I think you can see from the map is, it's below grade. And it's behind some very tall cedar trees and a 12-foot fence. So it'd basically be invisible from the road. And it's pretty much the only place that we can put it that won't be in the middle of our lawn.
It's also accessible to us.
And that's accessible to us. I think it's pretty, I think the drawings are pretty close to scale and it details everything.
How
Okay.
big is the shed?
Excuse me?
How big is the shed?
11 by 16 or 12 by 16?
Okay. Maybe Glenn can try, is this before us because it's bigger than the allowable shed size that we had previously?
It's before you because it lies within the front yard area.
Oh, okay.
48-foot variance.
Okay. Well, if there's anything we are professionals on, is shed placements. So, that being said, does anybody have any additional questions for the applicant? Len? You're on mute. Len, you're on mute.
Oh, okay. Was that Glenn that spoke? I didn't hear them.
Glenn did speak. He said the reasoning is because it's a front yard area variance, as opposed to normally, I think our ruling that we had made years ago had to do with sidelines, side and rear, and the size. Yeah, so it probably falls within both of those criteria.
Okay.
I believe, well, if this was within the, I think it was 10 by 12 sizing that we had,
It would still need.
it would still need a variance. So, sheds are sheds.
I'm really looking forward to having one because everything is just out in the open now. I need store.
Sure. Well,
Don't you
are there
have
any
another
further?
shed? Isn't there another shed on the property next to the sewer disposal?
I think she's talking about the studio.
There's an outbuilding that's a studio at the bottom of the property, there's a tiny little pool shed.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
she's probably referencing something on the, well, as the map looks, the left-hand neighbor's property line, just above the retaining wall. There's a little
Yes,
building marked
there's a shed there, yes.
That's not it, but she's talking about your studio. It's just
Oh.
labeled as a shed. It's not
It's
actually a shed.
it's a studio. It's not a shed.
Okay.
I can't put my lawnmower in it.
Is there any further questions for the applicant?
How far away from the house is it?
20-something feet, maybe? I'm not sure exactly.
I do have a hand raised from a Barry. Barry, do you have a question regarding this?
I didn't raise my hand.
Okay. Might have been a typo type of thing or something.
Oh, maybe.
Well, given this information, I move that we send this to a public hearing for the April 8th Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Let's schedule it for 7:20.
I'll second that.
That work for everybody? Okay. Seconded by Abby. All in favor, show of hands or verbal confirmation? Okay. All in favor? None opposed?
Thank you.
You'll be getting notified.
You're welcome. You will receive notification as well as your neighbors on the adjoining lot lines. And
$50 check.
you need
Public hearing.
a $50 check for a public hearing made out to the town clerk.
You can either drop it off or bring it that night.
You can drop it off or bring it the evening of the meeting if you choose to attend in person.
Okay.
Will it be on Zoom also?
Will it also be?
Yeah. I'm sure we're not stopping this Zoom stuff anytime soon. And all that information should be listed on the town website at very least the day before the meeting, and perhaps even emailed to you as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Very welcome. Thank you for attending this evening. Okay, moving right along, we have before us the application by Lynn Bailey. This is an appeal to Glenn's determination regarding the Arizona cottage/motel development. Has everybody had a chance to receive that application?
Yes.
There were some attachments though with with Lynn's application. I didn't get those. A scale drawing of the property. Was there anything attached with this?
Well, there's been multiple things sent to the town at the moment since everybody received their packet. I know that one issue was receiving the letter of determination. There may have been a page omitted.
There was a page omitted.
However, emailed to us.
But
I believe at this point, there's no doubt that we probably want to have a public hearing on this matter. So
doesn't it
that
also make sense though, Josh, to actually be, before we even discuss this, to be looking at it again? To be looking at the site plan?
well,
I have a question, Josh. Since Len has changed his determination, and it now seems to go with the requested use of the property, why are we even having a meeting?
No, Lynn is requesting a change in the determination that was made by Glenn.
Yes, but Glenn has changed his determination. That big long letter is Glenn's determination, and it appears he's changed it. He's changed it to what the applicant is asking for.
but I believe that we do as the I'll let the town attorney speak first.
So this is a appeal from Lynn Bailey, not the applicant to the planning board. So it's my understanding the applicant to the planning board is not in any way, shape, or form appealing Glenn's determination. It's only Lynn Bailey who's contesting it and has filed the notice of appeal.
Who is Lynn Bailey?
The person before us this evening.
Pardon me?
She is the applicant before us this evening, present in the meeting.
I've lost the context of this application then.
She's a neighbor to the property.
Thank you.
Somebody who doesn't like Glenn's decision on the matter.
Well, I don't know if it's an emotional issue here, but I just feel like whatever we're going to discuss, we need to have a lot more information in front of us.
Well, that's why I feel that at this point, we can receive the application, state that we have received letters of support towards it, schedule it for a public hearing, and at that time, we can hopefully we still have, a month, being that there has been multiple letters and emails sent to us. This gives us time before the public hearing to receive these as the board review them, and as well receive public commentary so that we may further better make a good determination on this matter.
But hasn't an Article 78 hearing already been brought before the court? And the only thing that the court wanted to know was what the cabins should be labeled. And now there is a label